Guys. That came in at 3 a.m. Station 7, South Pacific Array, which has been completely silent for 11 months.
Mara, it is 6 a.m.
I know. I have been sitting with it for 3 hours. I needed someone else to see it first.
What frequency?
0.03 hertz.
That is below anything biological.
Yeah.
Tectonic.
That was my first thought. But look at the shape of it. Tectonic events spike and decay fast. This one builds, holds, and drops clean.
Like a breath.
Yeah, exactly like a breath.
How loud was it?
Loud enough to be picked up simultaneously by stations 4 and 9, which are over 2,000 kilometers away.
At the same time.
Same timestamp. All 3 stations.
Mara, where did it originate?
I triangulated it this morning. Sending the coordinates now.
Is that?
Yeah. Point Nemo. The most remote location on Earth. 2,688 kilometers from the nearest land in any direction.
The spacecraft cemetery.
Yeah. 300 decommissioned spacecraft on the floor beneath that water. And the ISS joins them in 2031.
And the bloop originated near there.
1997. Same region. But Dom, this recording does not match the bloop at all.
How is it different?
The bloop was officially an icequake. Icequakes have a sharp onset and fast decay. This recording builds over 15 seconds, holds for 20, and falls over 10. It is rhythmic, and it is not the only one.
What do you mean not the only one?
I went back through the overnight data. There were 3 recordings, not one. I only caught the first one at 3 a.m. The other 2 came after.
How far apart?
First at 3:14, second at 5:47, third at 7:02.
Each interval shorter than the last.
Yeah.
Like breathing that is speeding up.
Yusuf, I have been trying not to use that word.
Okay, Mara. Have you reported this yet?
No. I wanted you both to see it first, because there is something else.
What else?
A researcher named Vasquez published a paper in 2019 describing a recurring low-frequency pulse from a fixed location in the South Pacific Gyre, approximately 40 kilometers southwest of Point Nemo.
Same location as yours.
Same location. Her paper was retracted 6 months after publication. No formal reason given. Institutional email deactivated. No publications since. I have tried for 2 weeks to find her. Nothing.
She vanished after publishing something about that location.
Yeah.
Mara, who else knows about your recording?
Just you two. And Dr. Solis. I sent it to him an hour ago.
The retired NOAA consultant.
He worked there for 12 years. He knows what is in those archives. He just messaged me back.
What did he say?
He said, "Do not file this yet, and I need to call you." Dr. Solis, what did you find?
Mara, the recording you sent me. I have seen this signature before.
In the public archive?
No, in the classified SOSIS records. I reviewed them in 2011 as part of an internal audit.
And?
The same acoustic profile appears in those classified records 17 times between 1966 and 2003, all from the same coordinates, all at irregular intervals, all between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m.
17 recordings, going back to 1966, classified.
And then nothing, until last night.
What stopped them in 2003?
Station 7 was decommissioned. Mara, it was not decommissioned because the recordings stopped. It was decommissioned because the recordings were changing.
Changing how?
In the final months before closure, the intervals were getting shorter. The amplitude was increasing. Someone decided it was better not to be listening than to keep hearing what they were hearing.
And now Station 7 is back online.
Yes, and within 8 months, it started again.
Solis, what was the audit conclusion in 2011?
Officially, unexplained geological activity. File closed.
And unofficially?
The 3 acoustic specialists on the audit team, including me, all wrote the same word in our independent assessments before we compared notes.
What word?
Biological. Mara, check your data carefully. The recording you received, was it the only one last night?
No, there were 3, each interval shorter than the last.
Same as 2003, right before they shut it down.
Okay, Solis confirmed it. 17 classified recordings from 1966 to 2003, all same coordinates, all biological profile, all overruled as geological, and the station was shut down, not because the recordings stopped, but because they were getting louder.
And now they are back.
Mara.
Yeah.
Only 26% of the ocean floor has been mapped.
Yeah.
The water beneath Point Nemo is over 4,000 meters deep.
Yeah.
Deeper than anything we can safely reach.
Yeah.
And something down there has been breathing since before we knew how to listen.
Yeah. And tonight, it is breathing faster. Yusuf, I need you to pull oceanographic data. From the South Pacific Array. Going back 6 months. Pressure differentials, temperature gradients, current patterns, anything that changed before the recording started.
On it.
Dom, I need you on the Station 7 archive. Every recording since it came back online 8 months ago. Look for anything building toward last night.
What are you going to do?
I am going to find Vasquez, the researcher who disappeared after publishing data from that location. Because if she saw something, I want to know what it was.
Mara.
Yeah.
Vasquez and the station being shut down in 2003. There is a pattern of people who look too closely at this. Stopping.
I know. Check in when you have the data. And Yusuf.
Yeah.
The recording tonight is going to be louder than last night. I can already see the baseline building.
Mara.
Yeah.
I found something in the Station 7 archive from 6 weeks ago, before the recording started.
What?
The ambient ocean noise around Point Nemo went completely quiet.
Quiet how?
Whale song, current noise, biological activity, all of it just dropped in the region surrounding the signal source.
Everything went silent when it arrived.
Yeah.
6 weeks ago. And 2 weeks later the recording started, which means it arrived first, settled, and then started making sounds.
Mara.
Yeah.
The pressure data is back, and I need you to look at it before I say what I think it means.
Send it.
Yusuf.
Yeah.
That displacement volume.
I ran it 3 times.
Yusuf, how large?
The displacement is consistent with a moving mass of several 100,000 tons.
That is not possible.
A blue whale is 150 tons. I know that.
Where did it come from?
The displacement trail originates at the Mariana Trench and ends directly beneath the signal source at Point Nemo.
How far is that?
9,000 kilometers.
It traveled 9,000 kilometers from the deepest point on Earth to the most remote point on Earth.
Yeah, and then it stopped, and everything around it went quiet, and 2 weeks later, it started breathing.
Mara.
Yeah.
I found Vasquez.
Where?
A small independent research forum, 2022. She posted once under her real name.
What did she post?
She asked if anyone else had noticed increased seismic baseline readings in the Point Nemo region over the previous 12 months.
She was still watching it, even after the retraction.
Yeah, and then she never posted again.
2022, which means she was watching it build 2 years before the displacement trail started, and she was doing it alone, after they destroyed her career for the first paper.
Mara.
Yeah.
The Station 7 baseline right now.
I am watching it. It is already higher than it was before any of last night's recordings, and it is only 11 p.m.
Mara, it has not even started yet.
No, it has not.
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
I have been reading the Book of Job.
Yusuf.
Just hear me out. God describes Leviathan to Job as the ultimate demonstration of human smallness. It says nothing on earth is its equal. Its scales interlock so tightly no weapon can pierce them. It lives in the deep. It was not destroyed, only pushed down.
Yusuf, that is mythology.
The Canaanite Lotan, the Babylonian Tiamat, the Norse Jormungand Drive, every civilization independently, the same creature, the same 2 details, lives in the deep, defeated but not destroyed.
Yusuf.
Yeah.
The baseline just spiked. It is 3:13.
Mara.
I see it. It is coming.
How many stations?
Checking. Last night it was 3. Tonight, 7. 3:14.
It is louder.
Significantly louder.
Yeah, and it is still going. The first night it lasted 53 seconds. Tonight it has been running for 3 minutes, and it is not dropping.
Mara. The pressure differential just changed.
I see it.
Something in that water column is moving upward.
Slowly, but yeah, it is ascending.
From 4,000 meters.
Yeah, slowly, like something that has all the time in the world. Okay, the recording stopped after 6 minutes, but the pressure differential is not resetting. It is holding at the elevated level.
Meaning whatever moved stayed at the new depth. It did not go back down.
Yeah, and Yusuf, I need you to look at something.
Sending you the mythology cross-reference I was building.
Already on it. But first, Dom, the ambient silence you found 6 weeks ago, when it arrived and everything went quiet, has it changed since the recording started?
Yeah, actually, I was going to mention this. The silence has been expanding. The radius of dead ocean around Point Nemo was about 50 kilometers when I first noticed it. It is now closer to 200.
Expanding outward from the source.
Yeah, like something is clearing a space.
Or announcing itself.
Okay, I need to walk you both through what I found, properly.
Go ahead.
So Leviathan, in the Book of Job, is not described as a monster. It is described as the thing God uses to demonstrate the limits of human knowledge. Have you journeyed to the springs of the sea? Have you walked in the recesses of the deep? The text is not asking Job if he has been there. It is telling him that he cannot.
And then it describes the creature itself.
Scales that interlock so tightly no air passes between them. No weapon can pierce them. It breathes fire. Its eyes glow. Nothing on earth is its equal. It is king over all that are proud.
Yusuf, that is mythology.
Dom, the Isaiah description of Leviathan, the twisting serpent, the crooked serpent, is borrowed almost word for word from the Canaanite Baal cycle, written 1,000 years earlier. The Canaanite version is called Lotan, a seven-headed sea serpent, defeated by the storm god Baal, but not destroyed, pushed down into the deep.
Defeated but not destroyed.
Lotan connects to the Babylonian Tiamat, primordial salt water chaos, a giant sea creature, whose body when dismembered, becomes the material of creation itself, and Tiamat connects to the Greek Typhon, the Norse Jormungand drive, the Egyptian Apophis, the Hindu Vritra.
The Chaos Gamph.
Yeah, every civilization, independently, separated by thousands of miles and thousands of years, arrived at the same story, a creature in the deep, that predates the world, that was defeated once, and that will return.
And the mythology about how it was defeated, is that consistent too?
That is the part I need you to hear.
Okay, I need to call Solace. Because if the mythology is pointing at acoustic vulnerability, and Solace spent 12 years at Noah.
In every single tradition, the creature is not killed by force. It is returned to stillness, by sound.
Sound.
In the Babylonian tradition, Marduk defeats Tiamat, not by destroying her entirely, but by dismembering her, and using the pieces to build the world, which scholars interpret as the chaotic energy being dispersed through the fabric of everything that exists, absorbed into the world itself.
And the Norse version?
Thor does not kill Jormungand Doctor permanently. He drives it back into the deep, using the resonance of his hammer, Imjolnir, which the texts describe as producing a specific frequency. When it strikes, a frequency the creature cannot tolerate.
You are saying every tradition independently describe the same weakness, sonic vulnerability.
I am saying, every tradition that remembered this creature, also remembered, that you cannot kill it, you can only send it back to sleep.
Listening to classified recordings of something at Point Nemo, I want to know if anyone ever tried sending sound back.
Sending sound back.
Yeah, not as a weapon. The mythology is not about attacking it. It is about resonance, matching a frequency that returns it to dormancy.
Mara, in the classified archive, did Salis ever mention whether the recordings changed when the Navy transmitted on certain frequencies?
I do not know, but I am going to ask him right now.
Mara.
Yeah.
The pressure reading. It just moved again.
How much?
It went up another 40 meters.
It is still ascending.
Yeah, slowly, but consistently.
Calling Solace now. Solace, I need to ask you something specific. In the classified archive, did the recordings ever change when the Navy was transmitting on low-frequency channels in that region?
Mara, where are you going with this?
The mythology. Every tradition that describes this creature says it cannot be killed, only returned to dormancy through specific frequencies. I need to know if there is any acoustic data that supports that.
Yes, there is.
What?
In 1978, the Navy ran a low-frequency active sonar test in the South Pacific, Standard Submarine Detection Protocol. The transmission frequency was 0.02 hertz.
Just below the frequency of the recordings.
For 3 weeks after that transmission, the Point Nemo recordings stopped completely. The archive shows nothing. Total silence. For 22 days.
And then they came back.
Yes, but quieter than before. The audit team noted it, and it was filed as equipment anomaly. Mara, someone in that building knew what that meant, and chose not to follow it.
Solace, what is the exact frequency that stopped the recordings in 1978?
0.018 hertz. The transmission lasted 40 minutes, and the silence afterward lasted 3 weeks.
So a sustained transmission at 0.018 sent it back to sleep.
That is one interpretation.
What is yours?
My interpretation is that in 1978, the Navy accidentally did what every ancient civilization described doing deliberately.
And nobody followed up.
Nobody followed up. Mara, it is ascending. You need to think about what happens if it reaches a depth where it becomes visible on commercial shipping sonar or surface monitoring equipment.
People see it.
People see it, and everything that happens after that cannot be undone.
Okay, Solace found it. In 1978, the Navy accidentally transmitted at 0.018 hertz, and the recordings stopped for 3 weeks, which means we know the frequency that sends it back to sleep.
Mara.
That is exactly what the mythology describes.
Okay, I hear what you are both saying, but we are 3 researchers, with a classified archive, a retired consultant, and some ancient texts.
Dom, the pressure reading. It is at 3,200 meters now. It was at 4,002 days ago.
It has risen 800 meters in 2 days.
Yeah.
At that rate,
4 days, maybe 5, before it breaks 1,000 meters, which is where commercial shipping sonar starts picking things up.
Mara, we have to tell someone.
I know, but Solace said the moment we file this, it goes up the chain. And the last time someone at the top of that chain had this information, they shut the station down.
instead of using what they knew.
Yeah, so here is what I think we do.
Talk.
We need access to a low-frequency acoustic transmitter, capable of sustaining 0.018 Hz, for at least 40 minutes, from a position within range of Point Nemo.
That is not equipment we have.
No, but the Navy does. The same low-frequency active sonar system that accidentally silenced the recordings in 1978 is still in use. Updated versions of it, deployed on several Pacific Fleet vessels right now.
Mara, you want to ask the Navy to transmit at a specific frequency toward the bottom of the ocean, based on classified acoustic data and ancient mythology.
I want to ask Solace if he still has contacts inside who would listen without filing it formally.
Someone who could authorize a transmission without it going up the chain.
Yeah,
That is a very small window.
it is the only window we have. Solace, do you still have contacts at Pacific Fleet?
1. Commander Reyes. She consulted on the 2011 audit with me. She saw what I saw, and she has been waiting for something like this.
Would she authorize a low-frequency transmission at 0.018 Hz without routing it through formal channels?
If I tell her what we have, yes, I think she would. Mara, I need to tell you something first.
What?
In the classified archive, there is one more document. I found it in 2011 and said nothing, because there was nothing to be done with it at the time.
What document?
A handwritten note from a Navy analyst, dated 1973. He wrote, "Source is consistent, source is patient, source is old," and his recommendation was, do nothing to disturb it. 5 years later, the Navy disturbed it by accident, and it went back to sleep. Mara, the analyst was right about the first part. I think the 1978 data shows he was wrong about the second.
Okay, Solace is contacting Commander Reyes right now. She is aboard the USS Coronado, currently on routine patrol in the South Pacific, approximately 800 kilometers from Point Nemo.
800 kilometers. Is that close enough?
The 1978 transmission worked from a comparable distance. The low-frequency acoustic range on those systems exceeds 1,000 kilometers easily.
What is the current depth reading?
2,900 meters. It rose another 300 meters overnight.
Mara, that is faster than yesterday.
Yeah, it is accelerating.
How long before shipping sonar range?
At this rate, 2 days, maybe less.
Mara, if it surfaces, or gets close enough to surface, what actually happens?
I have been trying not to think about that.
Think about it.
Point Nemo is in the middle of the South Pacific, but it is not empty. There are shipping lanes within a few hundred kilometers, and something the size suggested by the displacement data, moving upward through a water column, at that mass, creates pressure waves.
Tsunamis.
Not immediately, but if it fully surfaces, the water displacement would be
Catastrophic.
yeah, and that is before we even talk about what it does when it gets there.
The mythology is pretty clear about that.
Yusuf.
Dom, Leviathan in Revelation, Jormungand Doctor in Ragnarok, Apophis against Ra. Every tradition says the same thing. When it surfaces, the world above changes, permanently.
Okay, I am not dismissing the mythology anymore.
Solace just message. Reyes answered.
Mara, Reyes is on the line. I told her everything. The recordings, the displacement data, the 1978 transmission, all of it.
What did she say?
She said, she has been waiting 12 years for someone to call her about this.
She already knew.
She was part of the 2011 audit. Mara. She saw everything I saw, and she went back to the fleet, and has been watching the monitoring data quietly ever since.
Can she authorize the transmission?
She already has the Coronado moving to optimal range. She needs the exact target frequency confirmed, and the duration.
0.018 Hz, sustained for 40 minutes minimum, based on the 1978 result.
She is setting it up now. Mara, she wants you to know something.
What?
She says the Coronado sonar team has been picking up anomalous readings for the last 48 hours, without understanding what they were looking at. The readings were consistent with something very large, moving through the water column, heading toward the surface.
Guys, the Coronado has had it on sonar for 48 hours. They just did not know what they were looking at.
It has been visible on military sonar for 2 days.
Yeah, and nobody filed it, because nobody had the context to understand it.
Mara, what is the depth reading right now?
2,400 meters. It rose 500 meters in the last 6 hours.
That is not gradual anymore.
It is accelerating toward the surface.
Yeah. How long until the Coronado is at transmission range, Solace? Messaging him now.
Mara,
Yeah.
I want to ask you something, and I need an honest answer.
Go ahead.
Do you actually believe that what is ascending through that water column is what the mythology describes?
Dom, the displacement data requires a mass that is not compatible with any known biology. The recordings match a breathing cycle. The 1978 transmission silenced it, and 3 acoustic specialists independently wrote the word biological before being overruled.
That is not what I asked.
Yeah, Dom, I believe it.
Mara,
Yeah,
the Station 7 baseline. It just jumped.
I see it. That is not a recording. That is continuous pressure output. It is not a breath anymore. It is sustained.
Sustained means it is moving actively.
Yeah, no longer resting. Actively ascending.
Current depth.
1,800 meters. It rose 600 meters in under an hour.
Mara, that is not slow anymore.
No, it is not. Solace just message.
What did he say?
The Coronado is 40 minutes from optimal transmission range.
40 minutes.
At current ascent rate, it will be at commercial sonar range in about the same time.
40 minutes. For both.
Yeah, exactly 40 minutes. Solace tell Reyes she needs to be at range in 40 minutes, not an hour. 40 minutes.
She knows. The Coronado sonar team is tracking it in real time now. Mara, Reyes wants you to know what her sonar team is seeing.
Tell me.
The return signature on the sonar does not look like a geological formation. It does not look like a submarine. It does not look like anything in the recognition database.
What does it look like?
She says, it looks like it is alive, and it looks like it knows that we are here.
Guys, the Coronado sonar team can see it. Reyes says it looks alive, and that it appears aware of the ship.
Aware of it how?
The ascent path adjusted slightly toward the Coronado when the ship moved to transmission range.
It noticed them.
Yeah,
Mara, is Reyes going to hold position?
she is holding 30 minutes until transmission range. Depth reading is at 1,400 meters.
Mara,
Yeah,
Jormungand Drive. In the Norse texts. Before Ragnarok begins, before it surfaces, it releases the ocean. The sea leaves the land, as if the water pulls back before it rises.
Yusuf.
Check the buoy network. The surface buoys around Point Nemo.
checking now. Yusuf,
Yeah,
the surface buoys around Point Nemo are reporting a drop in sea level of approximately 3 meters across a radius of 80 kilometers.
The water is pulling back.
exactly like the mythology said.
25 minutes. That is how long until Coronado reaches transmission range. Depth is now 900 meters.
Mara, it is almost at commercial sonar range.
I know. If any vessel in that region has sonar running right now, they are about to see something that has no place in any recognition database.
And they will report it.
Yeah, and then it goes up the chain fast, and everything that happens after that, we cannot control.
Solace.
Already messaging him, telling Reyes to push the pace. We need that transmission before it breaks 800 meters.
Mara,
Yeah,
the sea level drop. It just increased. The buoys are now showing 5 meters.
It is pulling the ocean toward itself.
yeah, as it rises, the water is following it up. Solace just messaged back. Reyes says 15 minutes. Depth is 700 meters. The ascent is not slowing.
Mara.
How deep is the Coronado sonar rated?
Standard surface sonar, effective to about 600 meters.
So when it hits 600,
Every sonar operator on every vessel within range sees it.
And right now there are 6 commercial vessels within 400 kilometers of Point Nemo. I checked the shipping lanes an hour ago.
6 vessels.
10 minutes. Reyes says 10 minutes to transmission range. Depth is 620 meters.
Mara, that is almost surface sonar range.
I know.
10 minutes.
10 minutes, and it is still ascending. Station 7 baseline is the highest it has ever been since we started recording.
Mara, the buoys.
What?
The sea level drop is now 8 meters, and the radius has expanded to 300 kilometers.
That is going to trigger the tsunami warning system.
If the tsunami warning fires,
Yeah, everyone looks at Point Nemo and finds something that has no explanation. Solace, messaging him now.
Mara, the depth reading.
580 meters. It is at surface sonar range.
the commercial vessels can see it now.
Yeah, Solace says Reyes has the frequency locked. She is 5 minutes out. 5 minutes.
What happens if the commercial operators report what they are seeing?
Coast Guard gets notified, which notifies Maritime Authority, which notifies Naval Command, and then Reyes loses the ability to act independently.
5 minutes.
Yeah, depth is 540 meters. Baseline reading is, it is off the chart. I have never seen a reading this high.
Mara.
What is happening at the surface?
The buoys are showing The water above Point Nemo is rising.
It is pushing up from below.
Yeah. Solace. Messaging him now. Reyes, go now. Do not wait for optimal range. Transmit now.
Is she responding?
Waiting. Solace says she is initiating. Transmission starting now. 0.018 Hertz. Sustained.
How long until we know if it is working?
Watching the depth reading. 530 meters. Still ascending. 520. Still ascending. 510.
Mara.
510. Still 510. It stopped. The ascent stopped. Depth is holding at 510 meters. Baseline reading is dropping.
The transmission is working.
Depth holding at 510. Baseline still dropping. The Station 7 readings are falling back toward normal.
How long does Reyes sustain the transmission?
40 minutes minimum. Same as 1978.
And then
we watch. Depth reading just changed. 530 meters. It is going back down.
It is descending.
Yeah, slowly. 560 meters. 590. 640.
It is going back.
The sea level readings from the buoys, the 8-meter drop, is correcting. The ocean is settling back down.
The water is returning to normal.
Yeah, 800 meters, 950, 1100. It is descending faster now.
Mara, the station baseline.
I see it. It is back near normal. The sustained pressure output has stopped. The breathing cycle is slowing again.
Back toward dormancy.
Yeah, 1,800 meters, 2,200, still going down.
All the way back to the floor.
Solace just message. Reyes is holding the transmission. She wants to run the full 40 minutes, same as 1978.
To make sure it stays down.
Yeah, 2,900 meters, 3,200, 3,600.
It is almost back where it started.
3,900 meters, 4,000, 4,050. It stopped.
Is it on the floor?
As close as we can measure. Depth is stable. Baseline is almost flat. The breathing is barely a signal.
It is asleep.
Yeah, transmission just ended. Reyes ran the full 40 minutes. Solace says she is filing the transmission as a routine sonar calibration exercise. No record of what it was aimed at, or why.
And the commercial vessels that saw it on sonar.
Solace says Reyes is handling it. The returns disappeared before any formal report was filed. Nobody has a record of seeing anything.
Mara.
Yeah.
For how long?
What do you mean?
In 1978, the silence lasted 3 weeks. And then the recordings came back. And then in 2003, they got louder again. And then the station was shut down. And 20 years passed. And then it started again.
Yeah.
We sent it back to sleep. Not for the first time. And not for the last.
Yusuf.
The mythology never said it was permanent dom. It said defeated, not destroyed.
Yeah, he is right. This is not over. It is just quiet again. For now.
How do we make sure that the next time it starts waking up, we are not 3 researchers, and a retired consultant, and 1 Navy commander, who got lucky with the timing?
That is the question I have been sitting with, since the moment the ascent stopped.
Salas.
Yeah, Solace, Reyes, the 1973 analyst, Vasquez, every person who has ever known about this, has been alone with it.
Until now.
Yeah, I am going to write everything down. All of it. The recordings, the archive, the 1978 transmission, the frequency, the mythology, all in one place, so that whoever comes next does not have to start from nothing.
And Vasquez.
Yeah, I am going to find her, properly this time. She has been watching this alone, for years, after they took her career. She deserves to know what the data meant.
Mara.
Yeah.
The Station 7 baseline. The breathing. Is it really just flat now?
Almost. There is still a signal, very faint, like something slowing down. Not gone, just deeply quiet.
Patient.
Yeah, exactly like the 1973 analyst wrote. Source is patient, source is old.
How old do you think it is?
The ancient seafloor inside the Earth's mantle, that we found last year, was 250 million years old, and the lead researcher said, there are likely many more ancient structures down there, waiting to be discovered.
Something was down there, before the continents existed.
Yeah, and it is still there, breathing, very slowly, at the bottom of the most remote water on Earth, with 300 spacecraft resting above it, and the ISS on its way in 2031.
Mara.
Yeah.
The ISS.
Yeah, I know.
That is what woke it up this time. The announcement that something the size of a football field was about to fall into its home.
Yeah, and we sent it back to sleep, for now. But in 2031, when the ISS actually falls.
Mara.
Yeah.
We need Reyes, and the 1978 frequency, and Station 7 running, on the day it lands.
Yeah, we do. 5 years to prepare. which is more than the 1973 analyst had, more than Vasquez had, more than anyone who came before us had.
And this time, we know the frequency.
Yeah, and we know it works. The Station 7 baseline right now is the quietest it has been since we started monitoring. It is breathing, so slowly, so quietly, like something enormous, settling back into the dark, and going to sleep. Okay, Station 7 has been flat for 6 hours. The breathing is almost undetectable. Baseline is the lowest it has been since we started monitoring.
So it worked.
For now, but I need to talk to you both about something, because the last 24 hours have changed what I think we are actually dealing with.
Go ahead.
The displacement data, the mass we calculated, several 100,000 tons. I have been running that number against every known biology, every known geological formation, every documented deep ocean structure.
And
nothing matches, not even close. The closest biological comparison is the blue whale at 150 tons. We are talking about something that is thousands of times that mass.
Mara, the mythology describes Leviathan as encircling the sea. Jormungand Doctor is wrapping around the entire world. These were not metaphors. They were attempts to describe something that had no scale comparison.
okay, I need to say something, and it is going to sound like I have completely lost it.
Dom, you watched the pressure data in real time. Nobody here has lost anything.
When the ascent stopped, and it started going back down, I was watching the depth counter, and I kept thinking about the Coronado sonar team, who said the return signature adjusted toward the ship. When the ship moved,
It noticed them.
Mara, something that large, that has been in the deep ocean since before recorded history, noticed a single Navy vessel, and adjusted its path toward it.
It is not just old, it is aware.
Yeah, that is what I keep coming back to. The 1973 analyst wrote source as patient, not source as dormant, not source as inactive. Patient implies waiting, implies intention.
It knows we are here.
Yeah, and I think it always has.
Mara, I found something last night, while you were monitoring the descent.
What?
In the book of Job, when God describes Leviathan, he says one thing that nobody quotes, because it does not fit the monster narrative.
What does it say?
It says, "Can you draw out Leviathan with a fishhook, or press down its tongue with a cord? Will it speak soft words to you? Will it make a covenant with you, to take it as your servant forever?"
It speaks.
The text implies it can. It asks if Job could make it speak softly to him, not whether it can speak, but whether Job could convince it to.
It is not just a creature. It is something you could theoretically communicate with.
And every tradition that describes defeating it uses something it responds to, not something that destroys it. Because you cannot destroy it, you can only reach it.
Reach it, with sound, which is what the 1978 transmission did, by accident.
And what we did deliberately last night.
Yeah, Solace is calling. Hold on.
Take it.
Okay, Solace has been going through the physical archive again. The boxes from the 2009 transfer. He found something he missed in 2011.
What?
A secondary document, attached to the classified recordings, from 1971. A Navy brief, marked eyes only. Solace read it to me. I took notes, sending them now.
Mara,
Repeated acoustic events confirm presence of unknown origin. Source appears stationary. Long-term monitoring recommended. Public disclosure not advised at this time.
1971. They knew, and decided the public did not need to.
Mara, if they knew in 1971, and the recordings go back to 1966, that means within 5 years of first hearing it, the decision was already made. Do not tell anyone.
Yeah, and that decision held, for over 50 years, through every administration, every change in leadership. The file stayed classified.
Because they had no answer. And no answer is harder to explain than no information.
Yeah, but here is the thing. They did have an answer after 1978. The accidental transmission silenced it for 3 weeks. They had the frequency, and they still said nothing.
Because using it would mean admitting what they were using it on.
Yeah, Solace just sent me one more thing. From the physical archive, the last document in the last box.
What is it?
A single page, no date, no classification stamp, handwritten. Solace thinks it is from someone inside the program, not an official document, someone writing for themselves, or for whoever came after.
What does it say?
It says, I have spent 11 years listening to it breathe, and I have come to understand one thing. It is not threatening us. It has never threatened us. It has been here since before us, and it will be here after. What we call the deep is its home, and what we call the surface is a place it occasionally looks at, from very far below. It wakes when we disturb it, and it sleeps when we are quiet. The only question that has ever mattered is whether we are capable of being quiet enough.
Mara.
Yeah,
That person understood something that the rest of the institution did not.
They understood what the mythology understood. The creature is not evil. It is not hunting us. It is simply incomprehensibly old and incomprehensibly large, and we keep dropping things into its home.
Yeah, 300 spacecraft, and the ISS on its way in 2031.
Do you think it knows what they are?
It noticed the Coronado, a single Navy vessel, 800 kilometers away, and adjusted its path toward it. Yeah, I think it knows.
Mara,
Yeah.
I want to try something.
What?
I want to contact Reyes directly, not through Salas. I have a question for her sonar team.
About what?
About what the return signature looked like when it stopped ascending and started going back down. Because I want to know whether it turned away from the surface or whether it turned toward the transmission.
Yusuf, what is the difference?
If it turned away from the surface, the transmission repelled it, drove it back down, same as we assumed. But if it turned toward the transmission, toward the sound, that is something completely different.
Yusuf.
The Book of Job says, will it speak soft words to you? The mythology does not describe the frequency as a weapon. It describes it as a language.
Yusuf, are you saying the transmission did not push it away? It called it home.
I am saying, I want to know which direction it faced when it heard the sound.
Contacting Reyes now. Through Salas. Salas, I need Reyes to check something with her sonar team. When the return signature began descending last night, did the signature orient toward the surface or toward the Coronado?
Why does that matter?
Because if it oriented toward the transmission, it was not fleeing the sound. It was responding to it.
Give me 10 minutes. I will get Reyes on the line.
Thank you.
Mara, while I have you, I need to tell you something about Vasquez.
What about her?
I found her. She contacted me this morning. She saw the tsunami warning alert last night. The sea level drop around Point Nemo. She knew immediately what it meant, and she has been trying to reach someone for 6 hours.
She is alive.
She is alive. And Mara, she has data we do not have. She never stopped collecting. Not once. Since the day her paper was retracted.
Guys, Vasquez is alive. She saw the tsunami alert last night, and she has been collecting data independently since 2019. 4 years of data that none of us have.
Mara.
4 years.
That covers the entire period between her retraction and the displacement trail starting.
Yeah, she watched it build the whole time, alone.
Salas needs to get her on a call with all of us.
Yeah, I am asking him now. Salas just messaged back. Reyes has the answer about the sonar orientation.
What did she say?
When the return signature began descending, the sonar team noted that the mass did not orient away from the surface. It oriented toward the Coronado, specifically toward the source of the transmission.
It turned toward the sound.
Yeah, and then descended, facing the direction of the ship, all the way back to the floor.
Mara, that means it heard the transmission and turned toward it, like something that recognized a sound.
Not a weapon, not a repellent, a signal.
And it responded to it by going back down.
Because the signal meant something to it.
Mara, in the Babylonian tradition, the storm god does not kill Tiamat. In the oldest versions of the myth, he speaks to her before the battle, and the speaking itself is what establishes the order of things. What goes above, what stays below.
The frequency is not a weapon, it is an agreement.
We are here, you are there, the old arrangement.
And every time we break that arrangement, by dropping something massive into its home, it rises to look.
Yeah, and we use the frequency to remind it of the agreement, and it goes back. Salas is setting up the call with Vasquez, all 5 of us. Give me 10 minutes.
Mara.
Yeah.
I want to say something before we get on that call.
Go ahead.
3 days ago, I was the skeptic in this group. I was the one checking the methodology, asking for alternative explanations, refusing to use the word biological.
And now?
And now I sat at my desk last night and watched a pressure counter drop from 510 meters back to 4,000 because a Navy ship transmitted a specific frequency toward the bottom of the ocean, and something down there turned toward the sound and went back to sleep.
Dom.
I believe it. I just needed to say that out loud.
Yeah, me too. Vasquez is on the line. Everyone get on.
Mara, everyone is on. Vasquez, Reyes, me, your 2 colleagues, 6 people, who have all been looking at the same thing, from different angles, for a combined total of over 30 years.
And this is the first time we are all in the same room.
Yes, Vasquez wants to speak first. She has been waiting a long time.
Put her on.
She says she has been collecting data for 4 years, alone, and she needs everyone to know that the seismic baseline around Point Nemo has been rising, slowly, consistently, since 2020, which is 2 years before she posted that forum question. and 4 years before the displacement trail started.
It has been waking up for 6 years.
Yes, and she says, she thinks she knows why.
Why?
She has been cross-referencing the seismic rise with spacecraft deorbits at Point Nemo, and the correlation is almost perfect. Every major deorbit event, within 6 months, the baseline rises slightly and does not fully return to where it was before.
It is cumulative.
Yes, she says each impact, each piece of metal falling into that water, is a small disturbance, but they are adding up, and the announcement of the ISS, which is not a small disturbance, was the thing that crossed a threshold.
And it decided to rise.
Vasquez says, she does not think it decided anything. She thinks it simply responded, the way an animal responds, to something persistently disturbing its rest. Mara, she has one more thing to say.
What?
She says, the ISS deorbit is still happening in 2031, and that is the largest single impact Point Nemo has ever received, and we sent it back to sleep last night, but in 2031, we are going to wake it up again, harder than we ever have before.
Okay, everyone hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here is where we are. We have the frequency that works. We have Reyes and the Coronado. We have Vasquez and 4 years of independent data. We have Solis and the classified archive. And we have 2031 on the calendar.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years to make sure that when the ISS falls into that water, we have the Coronado or something like it, already transmitting, already sending the signal, before it even wakes up.
The agreement, before the disturbance.
Yeah, not after.
Mara,
Yeah.
are we actually going to be able to keep this quiet? The tsunami alert fired last night. The sea level drop. The commercial sonar contacts.
Reyes handled the sonar contacts. The tsunami alert was attributed to a seismic anomaly. No formal investigation opened, yet. Yeah, which is why what we do next matters.
What do we do next?
Vasquez is compiling her 4 years of data tonight. Solis is pulling everything from the physical archive. Reyes is documenting the sonar data from last night, under a classification that keeps it inside Pacific Fleet, and I am writing all of it up, into one document, that explains everything, from the 1966 recordings, to last night, and what needs to happen in 2031.
For whoever comes after us, if something happens to us.
Yeah, the 1973 analyst wrote it down, and put it in a box, that sat unread for 36 years. We are not doing that. This goes to 6 different people, outside every institution connected to this, same as Dom did with the early data.
The information cannot disappear, if enough people have it.
Yeah, Vasquez spent 4 years alone with this, after they took everything from her. That does not happen to anyone else.
Mara,
Yeah,
I want to read you something, from the book of Job, the last thing God says, after describing Leviathan.
go ahead.
He says, nothing on earth is its equal, it is king over all that are proud, and then the text moves on, as if that is simply a fact, not a threat, not a warning, just a fact. It exists, it has always existed, and the world was built around it.
Not above it.
Around it, with it still inside.
Yeah, and it has been breathing, in the dark, at the bottom of the most remote water on Earth, since before any of this existed, and last night, for about 4 hours, it looked up, and we were there.
Mara,
Yeah,
Station 7 baseline right now.
checking, almost flat, the faintest signal, barely measurable.
Breathing.
Yeah, very slowly, like something enormous, settling back into 4,000 meters of dark, and going to sleep.
For now.
For now, the document is going out tonight, to 6 people, and I am keeping Station 7 open, every night, same as before.
What are we listening for?
Anything that changes, any sign that the baseline is rising again, because it will rise again. The 1978 silence lasted 3 weeks. The question is not whether it wakes up.
It is whether we are ready when it does.
Yeah, 5 years, and this time, we will be. Okay, the document went out last night, 6 copies, 6 different people, none of them connected to any institution involved in this.
Good.
Mara, how is the baseline this morning?
Flat, the flattest it has been since we started monitoring. The breathing is so faint, I have to zoom in to confirm it is still there.
It is still there though.
Yeah, just, very quiet.
Sleeping.
Yeah, Vasquez messaged me this morning. She has been up all night compiling her data. She wants to send us everything, the full 4 years.
Has she said anything about what she saw in those 4 years?
Yeah, and that is what I need to talk to you both about, because some of what she found changes the picture significantly.
How so?
Okay, so Vasquez has been running passive hydrophone monitoring from a privately funded research vessel in the South Pacific since 2021. Low profile. Completely off institutional radar.
She funded it herself.
Yeah, everything she had. After the retraction.
What did she find?
In 2022, she detected a secondary signal, not from Point Nemo, from a different location, approximately 3,000 kilometers northeast.
A second location.
Yeah, different frequency, different acoustic profile, but the same general shape, the same build, hold, and clean drop.
Another breath.
Yeah, but slower, much slower than the Point Nemo signal, like something larger, breathing less frequently.
Mara, are you saying there is more than one?
Vasquez is not saying that definitively. She does not have enough data yet, but the secondary signal has never appeared in the classified archive, because the classified array never covered that region. It was outside the SOSUS network.
So nobody was listening there?
Nobody, until Vasquez, and the signal she found has been continuous since 2021. No gaps, no changes, just a slow, steady breath that nobody has ever heard before.
Because nobody was listening there.
Yeah, and Dom, we have mapped 26% of the ocean floor.
Meaning the secondary signal could have been there for the same amount of time as Point Nemo, and we would not know.
Yeah, we would not know. Vasquez is sending the full data package now. Incoming.
Mara.
The frequency.
Yeah, 0.009 hertz, half of the Point Nemo frequency.
Which would require something producing it to be approximately twice as large.
Yeah, that is the relationship between body size and respiratory frequency. In every known biology, larger organism, slower breath.
Mara, in the Norse mythology, Jormungand doctor encircles the world. It bites its own tail, meaning it is present everywhere there is deep ocean.
Yeah.
In the book of Job, God asks Job, have you walked in the recesses of the deep? The word recesses is plural, not recess, not one place, recesses.
Yusuf.
Every ancient text describes Leviathan as everywhere in the deep, not somewhere in the deep.
Okay, I need everyone to hear what I am about to say carefully, because I have been sitting with this for 3 hours, since Vasquez sent the data.
Go ahead.
The Point Nemo signal, classified archive, 1966 to 2003, was detected because the SOSUS network was designed to cover specific Pacific shipping lanes, and Point Nemo happened to fall within range.
It was found by accident.
Yeah, same as the bloop in 1997, which was also near Point Nemo, and was so loud it was impossible to ignore, even on equipment not designed to find it.
But the secondary signal Vasquez found was not in the SOSUS coverage area.
No, and there are entire sections of the Pacific, the Indian Ocean, the Southern Ocean, that have never had any equivalent monitoring.
Mara, what are you saying?
I am saying, we found Point Nemo by accident, and Vasquez found a second signal, by being in the right place for 3 years, and 74% of the ocean floor is completely unmapped.
Mara, stop.
Dom.
I hear what you are saying. I just need a second.
The mythology describes it as everywhere, not somewhere.
Yusuf, I know that is what you are about to say.
Dom, the 1973 analyst wrote source is old, and we have been treating that as a single source, at a single location.
And now you think?
I think the mythology had it right, not metaphorically, literally. The deep ocean, all of it, is home to something that has been here since before the continents formed, and we have been hearing 2 of its breaths, by accident, while the rest of it breathes in the dark, in water we have never listened to.
King over all that are proud, nothing on earth is its equal. The text was not being poetic, it was being accurate.
Okay, I am going to say something, and I mean this.
Go ahead.
4 days ago, I thought Mara had an interesting acoustic anomaly that probably had a geological explanation. I was the one checking methodology, questioning every step, and in 4 days, I have watched real-time data show something the size of nothing in the fossil record rise through 4,000 meters of water, hear a specific frequency, turn toward the sound, and go back to sleep.
Dom.
And now Vasquez is telling us there is a second location with a slower breath, meaning something larger, in water we have never monitored, that has probably been there the whole time.
Yeah.
I have spent my entire career believing that what we do not know is just what we have not found yet, and this week, I found it.
Solace is calling again.
Take it.
Back. Okay. Solace has been in contact with Reyes all morning. Reyes reviewed the full sonar data from the descent last night, the detailed data, not just the depth reading,
and
the return signature on the Coronado sonar, when the mass was at its shallowest, 510 meters. The sonar team ran a dimensional analysis on the return.
How large?
The sonar return, at 510 meters depth, covered an area of ocean, approximately 40 kilometers in its longest dimension.
40 kilometers.
Yeah, Reyes said her sonar team, when they saw that number, assumed instrument malfunction, ran the diagnostic 3 times, all clean.
40 kilometers. That is the length of a small city.
Yeah, and that was just the part shallow enough for sonar to resolve. The full extent of the mass goes back down to 4,000 meters.
Mara, 40 kilometers wide, and 4,000 meters deep.
At minimum, that is the part we could measure.
The mythology says it encircles the world.
Yusuf.
Dom, I am not being dramatic. The displacement trail we found ran from the Mariana Trench to Point Nemo, 9,000 kilometers. And that was just the movement trail, not the creature itself.
Yeah, the trail is where it traveled. The creature is significantly larger than the trail.
Okay, I need a minute.
Take your time.
I am taking my minute. I am standing at my window looking at the sky, and I am thinking about the fact that 70% of this planet is covered by ocean, and beneath that ocean, there is something that is larger than anything in the fossil record, that has been there since before we existed, and we have been completely unaware of it for our entire history as a species.
Not completely unaware.
Every civilization that lived near the sea knew.
They just could not prove it.
Yeah, and they wrote it down anyway, in every language they had, hoping someone after them would eventually understand what they were describing.
And here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Solace has one more thing. From Reyes.
What?
When the Coronado sonar team ran the dimensional analysis on the return and got the 40-kilometer reading, they also captured something else in the detail of the return signature.
What did they capture?
Movement within the mass, not the whole thing moving. Something within it. Reyes says the sonar team described it as rhythmic, localized, consistent.
A heartbeat.
Yeah, Reyes said that is the word the sonar operator used.
Mara.
Yeah.
It is alive. Genuinely alive. Not geological. Not a formation. A living organism. With a heartbeat.
Yeah. 40 kilometers wide. 4,000 meters deep. With a heartbeat. At the bottom of the most remote water on Earth. Listening to a frequency. Before it turned and went back to sleep.
Mara.
Yeah.
When it turned toward the transmission, before it descended, Reyes said the sonar team noted that the mass adjusted its path toward the Coronado, specifically toward the ship, not just toward the sound.
Yeah.
It found the source, not just the direction.
Yeah. It knew where the sound was coming from, and it turned to face it, before it went back down.
Will it speak soft words to you?
Yusuf.
Dom, it turned toward a ship that was transmitting a frequency. It responded to that frequency by orienting toward the source, and then descending peacefully. That is not the behavior of something that was repelled. That is the behavior of something that understood.
Understood what?
The arrangement. We are here. You are there. The frequency was not a command. It was a reminder.
And it remembered.
Yeah, it remembered.
How long has it been remembering?
The recordings go back to 1966, which is when we first started listening. But the ancient seafloor, found inside the mantle last year, is 250 million years old, and the lead researcher said, there are many more structures down there, waiting to be found.
Structures from before the continents existed.
Yeah, and whatever is at Point Nemo has been breathing through all of it.
Mara.
Yeah.
The document you sent out last night, the 6 copies.
Yeah.
It explains the frequency, the 1978 data, what to do in 2031.
Yeah.
But Mara, it does not explain the secondary signal, the one Vasquez found, which is at a different frequency.
Yeah, that is the thing I have been thinking about all morning.
If the secondary signal is a different organism, or a different part of the same organism, the arrangement frequency might be different.
Yeah, 0.009 Hz at the secondary location, compared to 0.018 at Point Nemo, exactly half.
Which means if it ever wakes up, we do not have a confirmed frequency for it yet.
Vasquez is working on it. She has 4 years of passive data. She thinks she can derive the arrangement frequency from the breath cycle analysis, same way we worked backward from the 1978 transmission.
How long does she need?
Weeks, maybe months, but she is already working. I want to say something about where we actually are right now, just to say it out loud.
Go ahead.
4 days ago, I received a recording I could not explain, from a station that had been silent for 11 months. I sent it to you too at 6 a.m. because I needed someone else to see it.
And now?
And now, we know about 17 classified recordings, going back to 1966, a 1971 Navy brief marking the source as unknown, a 1978 accidental transmission that silenced it for 3 weeks, a 1973 analyst who understood what it was, and wrote it down in a box that sat unread for 36 years.
A researcher who spent 4 years alone with it, after they took everything from her.
A Navy commander who has been watching quietly, since 2011, waiting for someone to call.
A And a second signal that nobody has ever heard before. In water we have never monitored.
Yeah, all of it sitting in the dark, waiting for someone to be paying attention.
Mara.
Yeah,
The document. The one that went out last night, with the 6 copies.
yeah,
I want to add to it. Vasquez's secondary signal data, the sonar dimensional analysis from Reyes, the heartbeat reading, all of it.
yeah, I was already going to do that.
And I want to add one more thing.
What?
A recommendation, specifically about the ISS, and Point Nemo, and 2031.
What recommendation?
That the ISS deorbit should be preceded by a sustained low-frequency transmission at 0.018 Hz from a vessel positioned at Point Nemo, beginning at least 48 hours before impact, and maintained through the descent and landing.
The arrangement before the disturbance.
Yeah, we tell it before we do it, not after.
Dom,
Yeah,
3 days ago, you were checking my methodology.
Yusuf, 3 days ago, I had not watched something 40 kilometers wide, turn toward a sound, at 510 meters depth, and go home.
Yeah, the recommendation goes in the document, with everything else. And Dom, your name goes on it, all 3 of our names, plus Vasquez, plus Solis, plus Reyes.
6 people, who will not disappear.
Yeah, unlike the 1973 analyst, whose name we still do not know, who put his notes in a box, and never heard from again. Station 7 baseline right now, still flat, the faintest signal, almost nothing.
It is really asleep.
Yeah, deeply quiet, like it always is, when nothing is disturbing it.
Mara,
Yeah,
the handwritten note, the one from the physical archive, the person who wrote. The only question that has ever mattered is whether we are capable of being quiet enough.
yeah,
I have been thinking about that sentence since you read it to us.
what about it?
Whoever wrote it understood that the answer to that question is probably no, not because humans are careless, but because we keep building things, larger and larger things, and putting them into the ocean, and we are never going to stop.
Yusuf.
Dom, it is not a criticism, it is just what we are. We make things and we put them places, and sometimes the place we choose is already occupied.
Yeah, which is why the frequency matters, the arrangement matters, knowing what it is matters.
Because the ISS is not the last thing we will ever put into that water.
No, it is not. There will be more spacecraft, more deorbits, probably more Point Nemos, as we run out of places to put things.
And every time, we need to send the signal first.
Yeah, and now we know how. Solis just messaged. Vasquez is formally joining the group. Reyes is setting up a secure monitoring channel, connected to the Coronado sonar array, that we will have access to, directly.
We have eyes on it now.
Yeah, real time, and ears, and the frequency, and 5 years before the ISS lands, and people who will not disappear when they get too close to the truth.
Mara,
Yeah,
I want to ask you something.
go ahead.
When it turned toward the Coronado, before it descended, faced the transmission source, and went back down,
Yeah,
do you think it knew that a ship was there,
yeah, I think it did.
and it chose to go back anyway?
Yeah,
Because the frequency said, "We acknowledge you," and it said, "Then I will go back."
The old arrangement.
The old arrangement.
yeah, older than any of the texts that describe it, older than the civilizations that named it, older than us by a distance we cannot meaningfully comprehend, and it is still holding, as long as we remember our part of it.
Mara.
Yeah,
The Station 7 baseline.
I see it, still flat, still almost nothing.
That faint signal, the one you have to zoom in to see.
Yeah,
That is its breath.
yeah,
At the bottom of 4,000 meters of dark, below 300 spacecraft, below the most remote water on Earth, something the size of a city, with a heartbeat, that has been there since before the continents formed, is breathing.
yeah,
And we are the first people in history who know what it is, know where it is, and know how to talk to it.
yeah, Dom, that is exactly what we are.
The question the Book of Job was asking, have you walked in the recesses of the deep? The answer has always been no, and for 5,000 years, it was meant to stay that way.
Yeah, and now we have, not walked in it, but listened to it, which is probably as close as we were ever supposed to get. I am going to say one last thing, and then I am going to close the Station 7 feed for tonight, and try to sleep for the first time in 4 days.
Please do.
The bloop, 1997, near Point Nemo, officially an icequake, and maybe it was, but maybe it was not the only thing happening, because 1997 was the year the classified recordings were getting louder again, before the station was shut down in 2003.
It was waking up in 1997.
And something made a sound loud enough to be heard 3,000 miles away, and then the scientists named it the bloop, because they did not know what else to call it, and filed it and moved on.
And it went back to sleep.
For a while, yeah. And now it is asleep again. And we have 5 years, and the right frequency, and each other.
Mara.
Yeah.
The secondary signal. Vasquez found it in water. Nobody has ever monitored.
Yeah.
Which means that 74% of the ocean floor that we have never mapped. In the water we have never listened to. There may be more.
Yeah. Breathing slowly. In the dark. In water we have never reached. That we will never reach. And have been there. Longer than we can imagine.
The recesses of the deep.
Yeah. Plural. Always plural. Station 7 baseline right now. The faintest signal. Barely there. One slow breath. Every few hours. From 4,000 meters of dark. Beneath the most remote point on Earth. Something ancient. And enormous. And patient. Is sleeping. And the world above it. Goes on. As it always has. Not knowing. What is beneath it. Closing the feed now. Good night.